Northern Quest Resort and Casino presents the Best of the West Poker Challenge, the largest added purse tournament in the Great Pacific Northwest. Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Brinson, along with poker analyst Anthony Fedeli. And this is semifinal table number 2.
Semifinal table number 2 with 10 players. We're going to eliminate 5 of them. The remaining 5 players will go on to play in our final table. We started with 200 players, 2 groups of 100 playing down to 40. Combine those 2 fields to 80 playing down to 20. Splitting those 20 into 2 semifinal tables of 10. This is our second group of 10 players.
And the man that you always have to keep an eye on, John Nugent.
John Nugent, a poker pro, makes his living playing this game. He's the most dangerous player to watch at this table. Arlen Ald also riding a short stack into this second semifinal. Look for him to hang on to make it to the final table.
Kai Trong, Randy Scholes, players that are going to have to be dealt with if you're going to have a chance to be successful.
Randy Scholes coming in second in chips. Look for him to push his stack around a bit. And Kai Trong's deliberate style of play will also be a factor here.
Semifinal table number 2. 3,000 and 6,000 are the blinds.
And right away we see
Raise.
John Nugent putting in a raise with ace-jack
15,000.
suited.
15,000, yes.
Lots of players tossing in their cards, don't want any part of the hand.
Dwayne Spicer here with pocket sixes. Let's see what he does.
Spicer is short stacked.
All in.
Dwayne Spicer goes all in.
All in for 42,000.
Kai Trong checks out.
27 call.
Yeah, 27 call.
You can kind of see the number crunching going on in John Nugent's face there. Probably thinking about how strong his hand is in the pot odds. And he makes the call. Dwayne Spicer at
Show
risk
your
now.
cards, please.
Pair of 9s and a 3.
That makes 2 pair for Spicer. Nugent looking for an ace or a jack.
Or king. Thank you.
But he doesn't get it, and that means Spicer lives to fight another day.
That's how we little guys are supposed to do it, huh? Yep.
Arlen Ald, not interested in this play. Neither is Spicer. Marvin Wood doesn't want any part of this round either.
Randy Scholes decides to limp in with king 6 suited. Kai Trong giving up his hand.
But John Nugent
option.
is in this deal.
John Nugent limps in with 5-4 suited from the small blind, and Al Lohner checks his option with ace-8 offsuit.
3 players.
Scholes picks up top pair with kings. Nugent with bottom pair with 4s.
There's a bet of 18,000.
Scholes with an aggressive bet after the flop there. And Nugent and Lohner fold their hands. Scholes picks up the pot.
Well, an aggressive play that time by Randy Scholes. Well, Scholes now continuing to stack up an awful lot of chips. Arlen Ald, however, is short stacked, but he is the subject of our Western Gambling Journal profile.
I'm in the money. It's all gravy from here on out.
When you hit that line past 20, I mean, what do you think?
You know, it's about time. You know, it's been 4 years. You know, I think the best I've done here before this was 27. So a little excited this year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, now it's great.
Yeah. Wife's texting everybody. I think at this point, they call me with whatever they have. You know, if I go in with a big slick or something, they're going to call me with the Jack 7. That's what I'm hoping for. At this point in the tournament, I'm going to be getting aggressive. I don't got too many moves right now. It's certainly not call. It's either push, you know, go all in and sit back and see what happens.
Arlen Ald really, with that short of a stack, doesn't have many moves like he said. He needs to get aggressive and pick a hand and go all in with it.
Blinds at 4,000 and 8,000. Trong doesn't like his cards. Nugent also checking out. Same for Lohner.
Didn't like that my whole life.
And here is Arlen Ald.
Are you sure?
What's that?
Are you sure?
Raise
No, I'm
39
just kidding.
in, 31,000 to call.
So Arlen Ald putting in a raise and folded around to Marvin Wood with pocket aces.
Okay, gentlemen.
Marvin Wood has him covered, so Arlen Ald is going to be all in, and his tournament is at risk here.
If they stand up.
Nice when they do their bit. We'll get it straight out of
If they stand up.
And the all-important flop, the 5-2 queen.
Runner.
Ald's going to have to catch runner cards here. And that's going to do it. Marvin Wood has eliminated Arlen Ald from the tournament.
Good fun. Good fun.
As we heard Ald say, it's all green from here. He still picks up 1,800 for his efforts.
And he knew that he was playing short stack
Thank you.
and struggling and just trying to stay in it.
Where'd that come from?
Roll your sleeves
I
up.
had aces in the big blind, and all I got was 4,000.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they fall all the way
Small
around here.
blind?
You
He
call
didn't even
that?
have it. He was 6'5", it was
Call that
6'12".
the face?
Yeah? Of course, Cop.
Nice, I like that.
You know.
Randy Scholes is the chip leader here at semifinal number 2 with 355,000 chips as we continue with the Best of the West Poker Challenge. The Best of the West Poker Challenge is brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino. It's all about the journey. And by Western Gambling Journal. So one player has been eliminated from semifinal number 2. Let's go to the floor, and here's Doug Clark.
Well, Arlen, you sort of predicted, you said you knew you were in trouble with your chip stack.
Right away. I was looking at, you know, the King 10 was the most decent hand that I saw this afternoon, especially in this round, so I knew I had to push with it. So
you did.
I did. You know, I only had 2 moves, so there was one of them. Next time.
But it's a really great payday and good play.
Yeah, it was a good time. This is the highest I've ever played, so I'll be back next year. We'll do it again.
All right, I hope to see you.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks.
All right.
Take care.
So semifinal number 2, Randy Scholes with 355,000 chips. Then it's John Nugent, followed by Curtis Cox, and Arlen Ald is the first to be pushed off semifinal table number 2.
Dwayne Spicer here with pocket sevens.
Call.
Call.
See, there's no shame in folding.
Now you're getting it.
Kai Trong apparently not amused with that comment.
Mark Stelmach with 10-9 offsuit.
Option.
He limps in from the small blind.
3 players.
John Nugent from the big blind checks his option with King 10 suited.
Jack King 4 with the flop.
Stelmach with a inside straight draw.
Check.
Nugent ahead in this hand with top pair.
16,000.
Dwayne Spicer putting in a bet of 16,000.
Stelmach considering his option,
Pass.
and he checks out.
Raise.
And Nugent wisely raising here with top pair.
Total of 46,000, 30,000 more.
With 2 overcards on the board here, Spicer should realize that his hand is beat at this point.
Pass.
And a wise decision to fold there by Spicer.
Nice hand, John.
What'd you show, John?
I showed
King of hearts.
King of hearts.
King of hearts.
Small pair.
King deuce, John. 2 face cards.
And you have to remember that this is a guy who does this for a living. Blinds at 4,000 and 8,000.
Now with ace-jack offsuit, we're probably going to see Kai Trong play here. He's going to take his time and really calculate what he wants to do here.
Raise, make it 25,000 total. All in,
And Mark Stelmach going all in with pocket kings behind Trong.
47,000.
Good luck, Owen. Thanks.
Al Lohner doesn't want any part of it.
22,000 to call.
Trong, as we've talked about, very deliberate in his style of play. And he's going to think about this one.
He makes the call.
Okay, that's it.
Stelmach all in as the flop appears at 7-4-3.
No help for Trong on that flop. And with the 5 of hearts on the turn, Trong picks up a bunch of outs. He's got a straight draw and a flush draw, and he can also catch an ace. 10 of clubs on the river is going to do it. Stelmach's going to take this pot.
Good timing. Always gotta be sweat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Stelmach, on the verge of extinction, lives to play another day.
Ace deuce harder or 6 for a split.
Yeah.
A lot of out on the 10.
A lot of out.
One player has been eliminated so far from semifinal table number 2. Trong and Stelmach both check out.
John Nugent is also checked out. Al Lohner folds king 9 suited from the button. Curtis Cox limped in from the small blind with 8-6 offsuit, and Renault checked his option.
3-10-6 on the flop.
Curtis Cox picks up a pair of sixes.
11,000.
Bets 11,000 and Renault folds.
Folding big cards a lot.
Haven't heard much from Cox or Renault.
Cox has got a decent chip stack.
Here we see him again with ace-7 offsuit, coming in for a raise from the button.
23,000. Pass. 15,000 to call.
Here's Dwayne Spicer from the big blind with king-10 offsuit.
Noticed he gave the motion quickly that he was going to get out of the hand and then decided against it. Now he's going to play.
Okay.
Jack 3-4 on the flop.
2 plays. First. Check.
Curtis Cox still ahead in this hand. Spicer checked. And Cox is going to fire another bullet in.
30,000.
That's enough to get Spicer off the hand, and Curtis Cox picks up another pot.
And Curtis Cox chip stack continues to grow.
With that win, Curtis Cox pulls himself into 3rd place in chips.
Semifinal table number 2, Scholes and Nugent tied at the top. We're back with more right after this.
Did that to my wife once.
Poker continuing at the Ponderay Pavilion, Northern Quest Resort and Casino. Blinds at 6,000 and 12,000.
Stelmach and Nugent fold
In
here.
the neighborhood of 79.
And Al Lohner is pushing all in with ace-10 offsuit.
I think you're lying, because I can't. You look like you got an even number, don't you?
40, 60, 80, 79.
Dwayne Spicer with the Gretzky hand, pocket nines.
It's in the neighborhood.
I don't like yes.
And he's going to make the call. Al Lohner has him covered in chips, so Spicer is going to be the one at risk here.
Up, right?
Well, it's got 56,000. 10, pocket 9.
The all-important flop.
No help on the flop for Lohner there. Lohner moves ahead with a pair of 10s now. And the 4 on the river is going to give Lohner the win. Dwayne Spicer's tournament is over.
Last one.
Nice job.
Nice playing with you.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to have to re-add, figure out what I got now.
Yeah.
Neighborhood just went up.
That's the neighborhood to be in.
So 2 players have been eliminated as we cut down to 5 for semifinal table number 2. And the chip count finds John Nugent along with Randy Scholes as the top 2 guys there, followed by Curtis Cox and Al Lohner.
Well, Dwayne, that pair of 9s actually looked pretty good when you went in there and then you outgunned.
Yes. You got to make a move, kind of short stacked on chips, have been the whole tournament. So take my shots, pick my places, and see what happens. And that's the best I could do right there.
But you're going home with a smile and money in your pocket.
Yes, you can't complain about that. Not at all. They've done a good job putting on the tournament here. Nice and smooth going, so really enjoyed it.
That's cool. Thanks, Dwayne.
You bet. Thank you.
2 fingers? Probably 1 finger.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
2 players gone.
I don't know who this guy is. I don't know.
Curtis
Some guy
Cox here
just
with
had
ace
voices
queen
in my
offsuit.
head. I don't know who it is.
Look for him to possibly put in a raise.
Hey, get out of my pot.
Around about 33.
About?
Raised to 33,000.
Neighborhood?
Somewhere.
And
in
right
there.
behind him, Renault with pocket deuces.
Renault's actually been pretty quiet so far.
He has. He lost the one hand to Curtis Cox earlier, and he decides to fold those pocket deuces.
Marvin Wood doesn't want any part of this pot.
Kai Trong is now our short stack. Look for him to make a move soon, but he folds that queen 5 offsuit. Nugent now from the small blind with 9-4 offsuit. He folds. Al Lohner now from the big blind, facing a raise with pocket 10s.
I'm all in.
All right, all in.
I call.
Got an all in and a call.
So Al Lohner moves
right,
all in.
yeah,
Cox quickly calls.
Yeah, he's got me. Yeah, I don't know if he's got me or not, but
I think you got it.
Curtis Cox has more chips now, so Al Lohner will be at risk here.
179 is what he's got. 1070.
wow, you guys we're real close. Yeah.
170, 174.
If Curtis Cox pulls this off, this win could
Queen.
put him in the chip lead.
8, deuce, 7 for the flop.
Another 8 on the turn gives Lohner 2 pair.
Yeah. It's an ace.
And that's going to do it. Al Lohner is going to double up through Curtis Cox.
Actually,
Al Lohner now with the chip lead. Curtis Cox down to 8,000 in chips. He can only cover the small blind.
All in, guys. Thanks, Mark.
It's amazing how you can have a chip lead or be right around that chip lead and then go down to hardly any.
All it takes is one hand. Not many people can handle the swings either.
Called.
Stelmach calling with pocket 4s.
John Nugent checks out of that one. Here's Lohner again. Al's thinking about it.
Well, Curtis Cox is in the big blind, and he's already all in.
12, right?
So Lohner, all he has to do is call, and there's no way that he can get raised before the flop here.
Will be on the side.
Have you looked?
Check.
Ace, jack, 10 off the flop.
Now Stelmach and Lohner are in a side pot. They both check. And an ace of hearts on the turn.
Last card.
Check.
Check. And check. These two first for the side pot.
5-7.
All right.
So Stelmach is going to take down this pot. Curtis Cox, he was all in the big blind. His tournament is over.
Right.
Curtis Cox earlier with an opportunity to gain the chip lead. Ended up dumping most of his chips to Lohner.
So 3 players on top right now with Nugent, Scholes, and Lohner. We're back with more poker after this.
Well, Curtis, the good news is you participated in the biggest hand of the night. The bad news, yeah, it sort of didn't go your way.
Yeah, so it happens. Coin flip, you got to have a few.
Well, it left you, I think, with like 8,000, and then, well, you had to go all in.
Yeah, I ain't got much to say on that.
I'm sorry to belabor the point. Let's think of happier times. You're going home with money, and you must feel good about that.
Yeah, it was a good tournament. Had a good time. Lights are a little bright, but good time.
Well, you take care. We'll see you again.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
It's amazing what the bright lights of television.
They definitely can add some pressure. Kai Trong here making a move with ace-10 offsuit.
Nugent and Lohner both fold.
I call.
Called.
Renault decides to call with king-9 offsuit.
Player.
Well, Craig's been struggling a little bit here.
Check.
Renault picks up a pair of 9s and he checks it. And I don't know if Kai Trung's looking to bet here. With that size of minimum bet, he should just go ahead and push the rest of his chips in if he wants to bet. And he does.
66,000.
So Kai Trong all in now. Not a great hand here for Trong. He's just trying to push Renault off of this hand.
That would really make sense if you just had some kind of a fan.
Circulation. Just gave me shivers for the wrong reason.
There's my camera when I really want it. I can get you a DVD of that. Yeah.
So Trong advertising top pair with that bet gets Renault to fold the better hand.
So Trong, who was short stacked, picks up 24,000
Nice
chips
hand.
in that pot.
Want more strength?
What did you say? Get a moment for that.
Stelmach here in the small blind with ace deuce offsuit.
Don't be looking over here. This is in my way. I'm raising.
Stelmach raising into John Nugent, who's in the big blind.
Okay, at least got to make it 32. There's 28.
Nugent sitting on a queen 4.
Raised to 32,000.
And Nugent still considering his options.
And Nugent decides to call. Not a great hand for Nugent here, but he would have sacrificed his big blind. This way, he at least has a chance to draw out.
10-8 jack with the flop.
Nugent picks up an inside straight draw.
And comes out betting.
45,000.
Big bet after the flop there by John Nugent. It's up now to Stelmach to figure out if John is telling the truth or not.
And he decides that I'm going to get out of this one and let John have that pot.
So Nugent, not wanting to lose his big blind there, gambled a little bit and it paid off.
Oh, you heard that?
And his chip stack continues to grow.
Nugent, the poker pro, playing the player, not just his own cards.
Raise.
Here's Randy Scholes announcing a raise with pocket sixes.
Did you touch another player?
That's second, so I thought it always sent.
I had diabetes too, so I know all about it.
Raised to 53,000.
Kai Trong, a little lighter moment for him. It's been rather stoic throughout the entire proceedings.
Hey, all
And
in.
Stelmach going all in over the top of Scholes here.
I can't be tilt.
Yeah, can I rebuy?
60,000 total.
I need 7 more.
Oh, we got a player. We got a player.
Whoa, there, Tiger.
60,000 total.
Al Lohner still has a decision to make here. He's in the big blind. He decides to fold.
Okay.
Okay, Tiger.
Well, I got to call him. There's no doubt about calling him. He's probably got me.
Scholes makes the call, and he's got Stelmach covered in chips, so Stelmach at risk here.
That's a tilt hand.
So a pair of sixes matched up against a pair of kings.
John, on tilt.
Yeah, that's what I said. Oh.
Stelmach completes his set on the flop.
He's surviving.
And that's going to do it. That makes a full house for Stelmach, kings full of tens. Stelmach will double up here.
Nice hand.
And we've seen Stelmach now a couple of times, really short stacked, and then have him make a comeback, evidenced by what we just witnessed with him winning this pot. Blinds at 10,000 and 20,000.
Service on 1, please.
Where you seeing these lights are a little warm?
Okay, gentlemen.
Al Lohner's out of this hand.
Oh.
Renaud decides to fold pocket threes there.
Kai Trong continues just to hang on by a thread.
And we never know what he's going to do. He always takes his time.
With a king 8 suited.
And Kai Trong puts in a raise.
Total of 50,000. Pass. 30,000 more. Heads up.
Folded around to Nugent now with pocket fours.
C10 needs water.
Things getting a little warm now. Nugent, however, continues to operate very calmly.
Well, he's making a call against the calmest of the calm here in Kai Trong.
Pair of fives and a king.
Trong gets his king on the flop.
Call.
And quickly moves all in. Nugent quickly calls.
See. King 8. Pocket fours.
See, one more king would be nice.
Trong hoping for a king. Doesn't get it. An 8 on the turn.
King 5.
And the 3 of clubs on the river is going to win the hand for Trong. Trong short stacked right now. Doubles up through Nugent.
88.
Dirty.
He's been wiping his head with it.
Oh, it's out of my pocket.
Blowing his nose with it, too.
I know. Let's see it.
Kai Trong continues to fight on as the Best of the West Poker Challenge continues. Best of the West Poker Challenge, Ponderay Pavilion, Northern Quest Resort and Casino. Blinds at 10,000 and 20,000.
Looking to eliminate 2 more players here.
Last
5
hand at
remaining
this
players
level,
will end up going to
changing
our
yellows.
final table.
Do we have a break? Break time.
Nugent doesn't like his cards. Al Lohner, he's out. Same for Renault.
Okay, going all in.
I call.
Marvin Wood
Okay,
going all
total
in
60.
from the small blind with pocket
We got
fours.
Pocket fours, king, queen of diamond.
Thank you.
Randy Scholes made the call with king, queen suited. Wood still ahead in this hand. He's also picked up a straight draw. Scholes now with a flush draw. Ace on the river is going to give Wood 2 pair, and he's going to double up through Scholes.
I did.
So from nothing back to something. In one hand, 60,000 chips for Marvin Wood.
Blinds now at 15,000 and 30,000.
And John Nugent's stack beginning to suffer.
Starting to dwindle a little bit. He
Raise.
comes out with a big raise with king 4
65,000.
offsuit. He could be trying to steal some blinds here.
All in.
Marvin Wood pushing all in now with the ace king offsuit.
120,000.
Let's see.
Ace queen offsuit for Scholes here. Not that great of a hand,
got
especially
extra to
when
spare.
he's seen a raise and an all-in re-raise right before him.
I'm gonna call.
Called.
But he makes the call.
It's 100. So it'd be. It's 120 total, so it'd be 90 to the big blind. All right, so call, so 120 is right there. You do that.
So with that call, that leaves Scholes with 1 chip left.
And fold. Okay, turn him
Nugent
over, please.
folds, but with his raise in there, this could be a big pot for Wood.
Flop on the way.
Jack 4-7. On the flop, Wood still ahead in the hand, but a queen of diamonds on the turn gives Scholes a pair of queens. He's ahead now.
No 10.
All right. Aces and queens.
Ace on the river gives Scholes 2 pair.
Good luck.
And Marvin Wood is eliminated.
I dodged another bullet, didn't
So Marvin Wood picking up a pot in the previous hand, doubling up, ends up being eliminated here.
Well, it kept him alive for another hand because
He needed it, too.
Yeah, he did, and he was all in on that past hand, but not right here where Scholes put him out. And now he talks to Doug Clark.
Well, Marvin, it seemed like it was taking a long time for anybody to, like push and shove and get out. What happened at the end there?
I got beat by the second best hand. What can I tell you? I had ace king, ace queen, and ace queen beat me.
Does that hurt?
It's poker.
You having a good time though?
No.
No.
To be honest, I mean, I've had a good time, but right then, no, it's not a good time.
What's that like to finally get, when you got the momentum and then get taken out like that?
It just happens.
Well, it's good to see you, Marvin, and maybe next time you'll do better.
Thank you very much.
Well, Marvin still picked up some cash, though.
That's got to be the worst time you could possibly have still winning $1,800 in cash.
Al Lohner continues as the chip leader, then Scholes, followed by Kai Trong.
Thanks for not tossing your cards. Some guy killed my.
Nugent here in the small blind with king 3 offsuit. He makes a call.
Let's go.
Check. Heads up, 2 players.
Lohner checks his option with 10-3 offsuit from the big blind. Queen 10-7 on the flop gives Lohner a middle pair with 10s. And Nugent Still firing
50,000.
at it.
And he forces Loner out of the hand.
That's the experience of John Nugent. Seeing that Loner checked his option in the big blind, he knew he didn't have that great of a hand. Fires a bullet after the flop and gets Loner off of his hand, even though he had middle pair.
And picks up 30,000 chips in that hand. And once again, Nugent's stack continuing to increase.
Oh, man. The wrong time pocket aces. So it's like double up something. Plus. See?
All in.
It's coming back.
Renault here with King 9 offsuit,
107.
pushing all in. Folded around to Kai Trong with Big Slick offsuit. He's in the small blind. Look for Trong to put in a big raise here.
107,000.
Say 107,000, right? That's
Once again, Kai taking his time.
Looking to eliminate our last player here. We're down to 6 players. And being shorthanded at the table could have played a part in Renault's decision to push all in here.
all right.
Called.
Kai Trong just making the call. He probably thinks that Stelmach doesn't have that great of a hand.
So I feel more comfortable. Good luck.
All right, turn them over, please.
Stelmach decides to get out of the way.
Last hand pocket ace is better. I feel more comfortable.
6, 9, 8 for the flop.
That helps Renault.
Come on, space. Come on. King of spades. Ace, king of spades.
Alright, pair of nines.
So Renault with a pair of nines is going to double up through Kai Trong.
On the verge of extinction, still playing.
107, 3,000 change.
And if Renault would have been bounced at that time, we would have had our 5 players from semifinal table number 2.
That's right. Renault breathing a sigh of relief there.
6 players remain. When we come back, see who makes the final table. The Best of the West Poker Challenge is brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino. It's all about the journey. And by Western Gambling Journal.
What?
6 players remain. 1 player is going to be very unhappy
Raise.
because we will make the cut down to 5. Blinds at 15,000 and 30,000.
Here's Skulls putting in a raise with
once
pocket
things
deuces.
fall off, be a string raise. Since those didn't come across at once, we dropped them down here. Is that right, Floor? Oh, good. All right. 90,000.
Kai Trong. Nope, not in this one.
Stelmach folds from the button, and Nugent wakes up with Big Slick here in the small blind.
I like the way John looks around the table, kind of surveys everything.
Sizing up what he's got to go up against here.
Called.
Just making the call there. And Loner from the big blind with Queen 9. He's got to make a decision here whether or not he wants to sacrifice that big blind.
I remember that.
Heads up, 2 players.
Huh?
And Loner folds.
Tell me at the break. What'd I do?
Nugent and Scholes. Queen, 6-7 for the flop.
All in.
Nugent, after the flop, first to act, moves all in. Nugent, after the flop, has consistently been very aggressive
120,000.
and gotten a few people to fold marginal hands, even though he didn't have the better hand.
Nice hand, John.
And he does it again. He pushes Scholes off the better hand with an aggressive bet after the flop.
Nice hand, John.
All right,
If I
there's
push
40,000.
pre-flop, you call?
Huh?
If I push pre-flop, you call?
There's 40.
Yes.
The strategy that goes on is incredible. And Nugent played his cards perfectly. Al Loner, King Jack suited.
All in, looks like 282,000.
Al Loner pushing all in with King Jack suited here.
82,000.
Get up. Seen you push with a couple questionable hands.
287.
Scholes here going over the history that he remembers. Seeing
287,000.
Loner play a few marginal hands and pushing all in with them.
Take it down.
Scholes folds, ace-10 offsuit. Kai Trong behind him's folding.
Stelmach thinking about it.
Stelmach short stacked and in the small blind here.
$80,000. This is bull.
A stoic Al Loner.
I call. All in for 159,000.
Stelmach makes the call, and that puts him all in. Stelmach the one at risk here. 3-4-5 on the flop. Stelmach picks up an inside straight draw. Loner with a flush draw. Ace on the turn, no help to either player. And that's going to give the win to Loner. Stelmach is our last player eliminated in semifinal number 2.
So I almost called you, but I figured he was gonna, so I didn't.
It's on a call out.
Loner with a huge pot there.
Take a break. Guys, we're going to do is have you.
All right, well, Mark, the action out there was positively glacial. It took a while, but then finally somebody had to move. What happened?
Well, ended up calling with a weak hand with the blinds at 40 and 80. There's no way I can go back around, so I just made the call. He played with weak hands before. I put him on a weaker hand than mine with the king, and I got caught.
Well, it's a pleasure. You're finishing the money, and you got to be happy about that.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
It was good.
Okay, well, take care.
Thanks.
See you, Mark.
At the top of the chip count for semifinal 2, Al Loner. 486,000 chips, followed by Nugent, Scholes, Renault, and Tron. And the final table. 2 players here to really keep your eye on, Trav Green, John Nugent.
It wouldn't surprise me if we ended up seeing a showdown heads up between Green and Nugent. My pick, one of those 2 guys definitely, but all these players, great to have at the final table.
Kai Trong hanging in by a thread, Al Loner collecting a big pot at the end.
But don't forget about Sean Carmel. His unpredictable style of play could prove to be trouble for the rest of those players.
Our final program for the final table. Check your local listings to see who's going to be the champion of the Best of the West Poker Challenge. For Anthony Fedeli, I'm Jim Brinson. Thank you, everybody, for watching the Best of the West Poker Challenge.